Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. It's Monday the 13th of July. Thanks again for watching. This is your look ahead video. Don't forget, if you want a forecast for the next couple of days, then check out Gary's fast forecast. He's got all the information there. Now, forgive me having a bit of a whinge, won't you? But over the last few weeks, I've been telling you that I thought an area high pressure would try and build in close to the country during the middle part of July. We got the dates of around the 15th of July initially and said plus or minus sort of 4 or 5 days. There'd be some sort of signs of high pressure coming in. Now, you know that we've got a difficulty at the moment trying to spot those areas, that area of high pressure building into the country. And you know that it's been changing quite a bit over the last few days or so. And in fact, if you'd watched the runs of the ECMWF model, the one from midday yesterday went with the high building in and pretty well smack on exactly what we expected to happen. However, now, as of Monday, those model runs have changed. They're starting to fall in line with each other, going with the idea of a more southwesterly flow. So these are the comparison charts for next Monday, the 20th. We've got the Canadian here, we've got the ensemble here, and we've got the ECMWF in here down the bottom left. And you notice still that even on Monday, the ECMWF still goes with the idea high pressure centred off towards the east. Look, more of a ridge in here, and the idea of conditions staying generally on the drier side. What we originally thought would happen was that sort of come Thursday, perhaps even into Friday, the high would build somewhere out here, and then it would slip its way eastwards through the course of the weekend into next week, ending up somewhere close to this position as shown by the ECMWF. Now, what the others are trying to do is basically get rid of that ridge through the weekend very quickly, clear it through, and then by Monday of next week, bringing rain back into some western areas. The GFS ensemble actually far more bullish on that. Now, what we have to bear in mind is that the GFS ensemble is always a little bit quicker than the other models, or sort of 8 times out of 10 tends to be quicker than the other models at clearing away areas of high pressure. So, still going to stick with the rough idea of a 2 or 3 day perhaps dry window coming up through the weekend. I don't think it's going to extend to 4 or 5, or at least at the moment none of the operationals are backing that up. But you'll know, and I know none of you watching this video would make this mistake, you'll know that I stressed that I didn't think the high would be building over the top of us, and that I thought it would only be a short window perhaps of 3 or 4 days, possibly pushing to 5 days, but it certainly wouldn't be a case of the high over us, and actually the high would transit from west to east. So why is it that I'm now getting some emails coming in, some calls coming through, people saying, what's happened to the high that you promised? I never promised a high. I never said that high pressure would be over the top of us. What I said was there'd be a window of fine weather in there, better weather in there, and that we find a ridge of high pressure building through. Now, I've got to admit, you know, hands up, yeah, it doesn't look like the high is particularly going to be in for as long as I wanted it, so it's not going to be in for perhaps 4 or 5 days. Although, as I say, the situation is very, very fluid. All we need basically is for this flow here to turn a little bit more southerly, and we'll find the ridge built in here, and it won't clear away until perhaps Tuesday. So it may be that my forecast of a 3 or 4 day window still comes true. But I just can't believe, you know, and I stressed it so much, didn't I, through all the videos, saying, look, this is not high pressure over us. This is a window that may not last very long. Just amazes me, absolutely amazes me. People hear what they want to hear. But then again, I guess as forecasters as well, we're probably to blame. I mean, giving out hourly forecasts, what a load of nonsense. You know, we give out hourly forecasts suggesting that we're capable of doing that somehow automatically through the models. It just can't be done. Yet, because that's what people want. That's what we put out there, even though it's not possible to do. It's a bit like, I suppose, an astronomers saying, look, aliens don't exist, but the public wanting aliens to exist, so astronomers saying, all right, no, aliens exist. It just, you know, it just doesn't work. Anyway, what else was I going to show you? Yes, I was going to show you this. That's total precipitation for last week across Europe. Interesting to see just how dry it is, look, across, or it's been across many western parts of Europe. But notice here the more unsettled conditions across central eastern parts, and also notice how unsettled it's been towards the north and the west of the UK. I mean, it's not been a great summer for Scotland, for Ireland, for much of northwestern England. Yes, many southern and eastern areas dry, with lots of people now crying out for some rain. And in fact, today's bits of rain will be welcome, although it's nowhere near enough. But northern and western areas really hard struggling. Just, you know, 1 or 2 day drier windows in there, no more than that. So they really have been struggling quite a bit in those areas. And the GFS ensemble, as I say, is the one that's basically more bearish on the area of high pressure. This is what it wants to do for the next 5 days. So this is the forecast valid 13th of July, so this morning, through until the 18th for the 5-day window look. And what it tries to do is to get low than normal pressures in across much of the country, builds the high down here towards the southeast. But just watch what happens if I knock it on by 5 days. This is from tropicaltidbits.com, by the way. Knock it on by 5 days, look, still low the normal pressures. It just wants that southwesterly flow to be in with the ridge building through the UK. And then the final 5 days, days 11 to 15. So this is from the 23rd to the 28th of July. It wants to bring in a westerly flow, low than normal pressures across the country, and still wants to keep us in rather mixed conditions. So you see what I mean about the GFS ensemble. Really wanted to go for these more unsettled conditions. Sea surface temperatures looking like this. El Nino really controlling things at the moment, all starting to really take a grip of things. It's at about +2 at the moment in the 3.4 region. There it is. Look, warm water still out here. Massive warm water stuff the western coast of the States. But just look at the Atlantic. Look at this cold in here to the west of the UK. This here are numbers of 4 degrees below normal for the time of year. That's suppressing convection within this zone. Warmer water in those middle parts of the Atlantic extending all the way into the Mediterranean. Look, this is where we're seeing our enhanced potential for convection when we get any of the troughs coming off the eastern coast of the States. What happens is that those troughs are kind of hooked up, swinging through like so. So you get a cool area of upper air here over warmer water, which basically then allows lows to deepen off here. And then they transport themselves east northeastwards, and we then pick up the low pressures towards the west of the UK. And it's this idea, I think, a lot of what the operationals are seeing over the coming days. I think that was just about it. Yeah, okay, I'll leave you with that for now, but whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.